Episode 93, Higher Dimensional Healing Energies. Hi, this is Ruth Elizabeth Hancock and welcome to Work Your Energy, which is a show all about how to thrive in this energetic universe that we live in. This week, I thought I'd focus in on higher dimensional energies a little bit more because of the energy that is coming in this time with the summer solstice. So the 21st of June, in a couple of days' time, we are going to be having a shift, and once again we have the energies of the planet increasing and also the higher dimensional energies coming in through portals. Portals, and in particular these portals, are not necessarily things that we can see, but they're something that we can feel. So we can always be aware of the invisible field around us based on feelings, sensory perceptions, but not necessarily seeing it, because of course we only see less than 1% of the visible light spectrum, and most of what's around us we cannot see at all. So as with every solstice time, the energies are increasing, and this is a time where they are increasing yet again. So once again we are moving into a period of increasing energy, something which we haven't seen or felt so far on this planet, but it's all shifting us and moving us into a new dimension, which of course is not necessarily a place to go, it is a state of being, or in this case it is a set of frequencies. So at the end of this episode, I'll give you a few tips and things that you can do to help activate or work with the higher dimensional energies coming in at this time. But for now, let's turn back quickly to Simba, our cat. So last week, you'll remember that we did some healing on Simba and he had a miraculous recovery. And not only that, but he actually saw the light beings in the room, which I thought was pretty incredible. And of course, animals can see more than us in the visible light spectrum. So Simba is now fine, but at the time, I decided that I would try this healing technique working with the Pleiadian energies on the other cats as well. We actually provide fostering for cats before they go into their adoptive homes. And we have a couple of cats who have been suffering a little bit with ill health issues. The first cat is Molly, and she has, I think, had a parasite. When we first got her, she had a parasite which she recovered from, but the vet did say to us that it might come back, and certainly her poo had been a little bit watery and diarrhea for the past few weeks. So anyway, I tried it out on her. I used the same method technique that I used on Simba the week before, but this time I used intuitive mindsight, remote viewing, whatever it is you want to call it, to look inside to see if there was a parasite there. And indeed, I felt that there was. So as we were doing the healing, we of course always have to visualize the healing being done, because this is how it works more effectively, or at all in some cases. So I visualized the parasite being isolated from her body, wrapping it in a golden ball of white healing light, and then flooding it with the violet light. I left it like this, and then the next morning I went to check her poo and it was solid, which I was really quite astounded at because it had not been like this for quite a few weeks. Then a few days later, I noticed, or my son noticed, that her ear was swollen, and we weren't quite sure what was wrong with it. But anyway, again, I did the healing. I visualized the ear. It looked like there was a tick or something, so I visualized this popping out and all the pus coming out of her ear. And again, just pulling everything out, wrapping it in the golden white healing light, and setting the intention that it was healed, that everything was back to normal. And the next day, it was definitely less inflamed, less swollen. And within 2-3 days' time, it was gone and back to normal again. And she is really different in her personality. She's much less aggressive. She obviously had been in pain. Interestingly, I tried to do it with the next cat, Millie, but with her, it didn't work so well. And I felt very much that she didn't want to heal, or she wasn't ready to heal. And I know that she has been struggling with us in our family. She hasn't got on with the other cats. She very much is a cat that needs to be on her own and is not very good at sharing space with other cats around her. So this is causing her a huge amount of stress. And all I can do with her is just keep sending her healing whenever I can and hoping that eventually this will shift. And of course, knowing that the energies are rising again, that everything is shifting on the planet, this really leads me to believe that this is an incredible time to be working with healing energies, to working with energy in general, so manifestation as well. And of course, also more of our intuitive or psychic abilities will be switching on as well. I have noticed that more people are reaching out and asking questions around this. I think more and more of us are starting to become more aware of the invisible field around us, of maybe feelings, sensory perceptions that we didn't have before, and now we have. And as these higher dimensional energies are flooding into our planet right now, they are also affecting us. They are also activating us internally from a DNA perspective, because even our emotions, feelings, and thoughts change our DNA. So, of course, these higher frequencies, higher dimensional energies, they are going to be affecting all of us on a physical, emotional, and mental level. When you consider that most of our DNA is not activated and we're only using around 1 to 3% of our DNA, it helps us to understand that as more and more of this DNA is activated, we will be getting back to our true selves. As more of our DNA is activated, switched back on, this is going to enable us to be able to do a lot more with our bodies. For example, we all can self-heal. Secondly, we can all remote view. We all have the ability to move objects with our mind. We all have the telepathic abilities, which now there's so much science proving that this is the case. I think this is quite hard to ignore this one now. We all have mind sight, which is intuition, being able to see things or know or feel that things are there when we can't physically see or touch them with our own hands. The clue or key to all of this is the pineal gland, which is how we are able to connect to the different dimensions around us. It's all done through the radio transmitter, our brain, and the tiny crystals which act as radio transmitters in our brain. So in a sense, we are able to connect to more of the frequencies, the consciousness, the energy, however you want to view these things. We are able to connect to far more of the energetic universe around us than we are currently doing. And with these new higher dimensional energies coming in, it is going to be helping more and more of us to be able to access these innate abilities that we always had. We just had them switched off. We have been genetically altered. We have enough evidence of this to show that we have been genetically altered. And I believe that we have been genetically dumbed down. And we are capable of far more than we have been led to believe. I am so happy that more of us are able to access these innate abilities now. And the only thing that I would say is that we must make sure that we do not stay stuck in illusions of fear at this moment in time, because there really is so much fear being bombarded all around us, and it's just not real. We need to step out of that fear, because it's very low vibrational. And whatever your beliefs are around energy and higher dimensions and portals and all these sorts of words, which I know, have been completely changed by the movie industry, but whatever your beliefs are around these things, you only have to step back into the heart. When you access the energy field through your heart, you are accessing all of this higher dimensional energy anyway without knowing it. So it's simply being a case of being more heart-led, dropping your consciousness into your heart space more often, meditating using the heart focus meditation technique from the Heart Math Institute, or simply just allow yourself to feel love, compassion, and warmth inside your heart and then just push it out of your body. So in one of my meditations the other day, and I was setting protection. So I think at the moment we all have to have a lot of discernment and, of course, a lot of protection setting. But as I was doing this protection setting, I just got this voice in my head saying, you don't need to protect your body. All you need to do is just push the love out of your body. And I thought that was a really wonderful way of doing it. Of course, I still protect my body because you never quite know what these voices are. And we have to have discretion, discernment. We have to really show good judgment with all of this because, of course, we have mind programming, mind controlling technology in the world and have had for decades. So it's not so much that there is mind control in the world. It's really more of a question of, are there people who are manipulative enough in the world who would do this? And for me, the answer is absolutely yes. As we can see, we have 5% of the world who are psychopaths. They just don't think in the same way as we do. And of course, the rise of the narcissist and the alexithymia, which is the disorder where the hormone from the heart cannot flow to the brain, resulting in lack of empathy and compassion. So I feel that knowledge is power. These are areas to be aware of, but not to spend our time focusing too much on, because I truly believe that to create a better reality, we simply need to be living in that reality. We need to actually create that reality. So breaking down current structures, processes, systems, paradigms is not the way to go. It is creating new paradigms, new systems, new structures that support the world that we want to move into. And I think that this is hugely important at this time because with these continuously rising energies, this is a very, very good time for manifesting, creating the reality that we want. And of course, as we know, manifestation is not about wanting something or wishing for something. It is about embodying that. It is about being in that, literally living that life. And once your body feels it's living in that reality, it literally starts to physically change. It creates the biology to support that reality. So as I was talking about before, the crystals, the minute crystals that we have in our brain, which act as radio transmitters, these would be able to connect to far more frequencies around us than we are currently able to connect to. So I feel that we are currently able to connect to the frequencies that exist in this 3D reality and upper, lower fourth reality. But if our crystals were actively switched back on and could actively be working again, as I believe that they used to in the past before they were disabled, then we would be able to access other frequencies and frequencies that don't exist in our dimension, but frequencies that exist in other dimensions, higher dimensions as well. So we can understand more about our bodies and how our ancestors had access to all of these abilities. And I think that we are gradually getting access back to it all as well. And this is really down to your beliefs. If you choose to live in a world where you don't want to believe that, then it won't happen. You won't have that. You're creating the reality with your beliefs, with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your emotions, with your mind. Don't let the mind take over, because I think most of the time it's actually creating illusions, creating realities that are not beneficial for us. So stepping back into the heart, switching our love and compassion back on, which has definitely waned in the past few years. And once we're back into the heart, into the heartfelt emotions, that the love, compassion, the tolerance, all of those things, once we're back in there, we're now connecting with the energy field in a higher vibrational way. We're connecting with those higher dimensions, with that higher consciousness, if you like. And in turn, that is upgrading our bodies, activating our bodies, and raising our levels of consciousness, which I believe is why we are here. We are all here on a path, a journey of raising our levels of consciousness. Raising our levels of consciousness essentially means creating more awareness, expanding our awareness of the world around us, of the realities around us, and beginning to see things in a different way, which I think many of us are now beginning to see this world in a different way, in a very, very different way to how it has been presented to us in the past. Anyway, as I promised, here are a few ideas or tips that you can do now to take full advantage of this summer solstice time, which starts at 3:33 p.m. on Wednesday, the 21st of June. This is based on astrological information, which of course is when the energies start to shift. So number one, use this period on the 21st of June, 3:33 p.m. to start manifesting what it is that you want. How do you want your life to look? How do you want your reality to look? And I think it's really important to think big on this. So we're going to go beyond anything that we've ever wanted before. We're going to go beyond want. We're going to go beyond wishing, desire, any of those things. We're going to go beyond all of that. And we are going to visualize the reality, the life that we wish to be sitting in, and visualize it in minute detail. So where you want to be living, what you want your surroundings to be like, what you want to spend your days doing, how you want to be feeling and thinking during this time. So we're literally going to be shifting timelines. You're going to be moving from this timeline to a different timeline, which is called reality shifting and is something that we can all do. And visualizing and allowing yourself to feel the emotions. Number two is working or using these healing energies, these higher dimensional energies, which are healing by default because they are higher vibrational, but using these energies to heal everything in your body. All those niggling disorders that maybe you now have taken them for granted as being part and parcel of your life, they're not part and parcel of anybody's life. Work on those disorders. So do healing around all those little niggly things in your body, whatever they may be, because this is a really powerful time to heal everything. If you want to use something from outside of yourself, you can, call on the Pleiadian energies or whatever it is you want to do. But something that I'm always being told is that we don't need to be calling on any energy outside of us because we are this energy. So we just literally need to be accessing from inside our heart. So, we can talk about using Pleiadian energies and things like this, but ultimately we are healing energies as well. So we can heal our own body with our own healing energy. If this doesn't make sense to you, or you don't believe that you can heal your own body, then just call on the healing energies outside of you. The most important thing is that you use this really higher vibrational time to heal everything in your body. And you can heal, your partner, your children, your family, anybody, but heal yourself. And if it helps, you can intuitively read your body. You can go around your body and you can ask each part of your body, is this part of my body okay? Or does this part of my body need healing? You can say, does my liver need healing? And you will always get answers to these sorts of questions, always, because consciousness has a voice, your body has a voice, everything has a voice, in fact. So it's just allowing yourself, your consciousness to focus on that part, asking the question and then allowing the answer to pop back into your head. And as I said before, it should feel like your body speaking, your heart speaking. It should feel like love speaking. If you get the inner critic, the mind, the ego coming back, just ignore that and then try it again when you raise your vibration first. And third, try doing a meditation at this time when the energies start to shift. So 3:33, 21st of June. Try doing some meditation during this period because this is a very powerful time to meditate. And the more that you connect with your internal self, with your energies inside your body, the energies outside of your body, which is, of course, all the same thing, but it's easier to explain like this, then It really helps us to feel more clear, less confused, less anxious, and far happier and more purposeful in life. And remember that our bodies are also portals. Our chakras are portals. So when you're dropping into that heart space, you are dropping into the 5D portal, the fifth dimensional portal. And just doing that alone will allow you to be able to upgrade your body, your physical body, your emotional, mental body. You'll be working with consciousness in a higher vibrational way than if you were trapped in the mind of the ego. And getting back into this heart space, into this 5D reality through the heart, will allow us also to connect to the earth grid lines, the energy ley lines, so that we can become in harmony, in balance with the planet as well, which we are intrinsically linked to. We are literally a network of observers, all energetically creating this reality together. So the more of us that start to focus on creating a better reality, the faster we are going to get into a better reality. But just know that at this one point, 21st of June on Wednesday, 3:33 p.m., this is the time to step out of all of this crap and just focus in on love, compassion, warmth, sending it out into the universe around you, connecting you to the higher dimensions, to higher consciousness, and allowing you to activate more of your body, which is only going to be beneficial for you. Okay, so I'm going to end it there today and hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear what happened for you during your meditations on the 21st of June, so please do let me know. You can reach out to me on my email, which is elizabeth@elizabethhancock.com, and also on Instagram at RuthElizabethHancock. In the meantime, take care and I'll catch up with you next week. Okay, bye!